Hi dear students, this is Dr. Sharmili, Assistant Professor, Division of Agronomy, School of Agriculture and Sciences in Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, Coimbatore. And today's lecture, which I am going to discuss, is about mulching and anti-transplant. Actually, these two are very simple but important practice used in crop production to save water and to protect plants from stress. As agriculture students, it is important for you all to understand these basic techniques because water management is one of the key factors for successful farming. Mulching. Actually, mulching means we'll cover the soil surface with materials like straw, dry leaves, or plastic sheets, or crop residues from previous crop. This is mainly done to keep the soil moist. And there are also other important advantages like it controls weed, improves plant growth, organic matter content improvement and all. And anti-transpirants are nothing but these are substances which we spray on plant leaves to reduce water which is lost through transpiration, especially during hot and dry weather. These practices are very useful in dryland farming, in all agriculture, horticulture crops, and nursery and all, where water conservation is very necessary. So in this lecture, we will see what is the meaning of these, or the types of mulching and anti-transparents, advantages and uses of mulching and anti-transparents in agriculture. So, as I said, mulching is nothing but it is any covering material which we apply on the soil surface to reduce the evaporation loss, because in dryland agriculture, evaporation and transpiration are the main things where more amount of water is lost. So, to control this, one of the basic method is to do mulching. So the mulch which we use can be of any material. It can be industrially manufactured materials like polythene sheets or live plants, or stubbles from any other field after harvest. So now let us see some of the important types of mulching. First type is soil mulch or dust mulch. This soil mulch or dust mulch is the basic method, one of the cheapest method of mulching, because in soil mulch, what we'll do is topsoil alone is stirred. Farmers, what they will do is they will stir the topsoil alone with the help of harrows, so that the top surface, or around or 5 centimeter of the soil becomes dry, so that the capillary movement of water will get disturbed. Since the capillary action is disturbed, evaporation will be controlled to some extent. This is very useful in soils where we can see deep cracks appear because of loss of water, especially in black soil. Next important type of mulch is straw and stubble mulch. Straw and stubble mulch, not only straws, stubbles from any crop residues, shells after groundnut harvesting, cotton stalks, or any other crop stalks. These kind of organic materials can also be used as mulches to cover the soil surface to control evaporation loss and to conserve soil moisture. So the main disadvantage or drawback in this straw and stubble mulch is availability of that much adequate quantity of crops residue is of important thing that we should consider, because if the field is very small, the collection of we will get material, but for a larger field, to get that much stubbles and stalks to cover the field for mulching is very difficult. So there comes the option of plastic mulching, which is very common. If price is not the limiting factor, if the farmer is willing to spend some money for a longer term investment, for a investment, he can go for plastic mulches. So the plastic mulches are available in two different colors, white and black. We all know black color, it will absorb heat, it won't reflect back. So in winter crops, in area of winter crops like wheat, barley and all, black color mulching can be preferred, whereas in white mulches it will reflect the incident radiation, and it also reduces, and both of these reduces evaporation to a greater extent. Next comes the chemical type of mulch. In chemical mulch, chemicals like hexadecanol is sprayed on the soil. When it mixes with the top 5 mm of the soil, it will reduce the transpiration there about 40%. So next is live mulching. Live mulching is very common because here, if we are going for any wider spaced crops like maize, pearl millet, cotton, and all, the interspace are the major places where evaporation will be higher, and also very importantly, because very importantly, weed infestation will be a major problem. So control this in intercropping system. What we can go for an intercropping system with cover crops. So cover crops like black gram, green gram, cowpea, and all, it will cover the crops, very cover the land in between the two rows of crop very fast. It will also act as a live mulch to control weeds, but it also uh, live mulch not only to control wheat, but also will get additional income. If you go for leguminous crop like coffee, black gram, and green gram, additionally the atmospheric nitrogen fixation will be there. So apart from this soil conservation and evaporation loss control, these are other important benefits which we get from live mulching. Next is vertical mulching. Vertical mulching is very common in places where we can see mild slopes. Here, 15 centimeter wide and 30 to 40 centimeter deep trenches will be dug. And as you can see in the picture, the trenches will be around 2 to 4 meter interval. We can dug out a trench, and mostly the trenches will be filled with organic material. Sometimes it will be filled 10 centimeter, even 10 centimeter above the ground level, so that not only it controls evaporation, it will check the runoff, and the water which infiltrates into these trenches will be useful for the crops grown nearby. Next comes the pebble mulch. Pebble mulch, as you can see in the picture, small stones and pebbles will be used to cover the soil surface, and this is very common in dryland fruit tree cultures. So now let us see some of the advantages in mulching. So mulching has various advantages, and here I have listed some of the important advantages like moisture conservation, weed suppression, soil temperature moderation, soil protection and structure maintenance, improved growth of your crop, nutrient management if you go for organic mulching with crop waste, and reduction of pest and diseases. And now comes the anti-transparents. Anti-transparent is very much important component in rainfed agriculture and dryland agriculture, because these anti-transparents can nothing but it can be any material which is used to reduce water loss from the plants. So whenever you select anti-transparent for your crop, you should consider two important factors. One is the application of anti-transparent. It should not completely close the stomata, so that if it completely closes the stomata, photosynthesis will be affected, phototoxins will get accumulated into the plants, and it affect your crop growth and yield. And next is, it should not completely stop the transpiration, so that leaf temperature will be raised, and it will lead to another kind of ill effects. Now let us see some of the important some of the types of anti-transparents available. First one is tomato closing type, film forming type, reflectant type, and growth retardant type. Now let us see them one by one. So tomato closing type, some chemicals like phenyl mercuric acetate, alkaline succinic acid, when sprayed on the plants, it will close the stomata. So very important thing which we should consider is the dosage which we use, because these tomato closing plants are very sensitive to, and to stomata closing. If it closes the stomata completely, photosynthesis will get affected, phototoxicity will occur in your crop plants, and your crop plant will die. And next is the film forming type of anti-transparent. Film forming type, in the sense, when we spray on the plant, it should form a thin film on your crop plants. The thin film which is formed when we spray should be in a character of, it should not allow water to transpire, but it should be completely permeable to carbon dioxide. So for this kind film forming some one of the important or inexpensive non-phytotoxic material which is available are paraffin and wax emulsions of acetyl alcohol. And there are two types of film forming type of anti-transparent. One is thin film forming like hexadecanol and thick film forming like mobileaf polythene 68. So next is reflectant type. As the name indicates, we all know solar radiation is one of the important factor which causes transpiration. When the solar radiation is absorbed by your plant, the temperature will rise and will lead to transpiration. So to prevent this, some anti-transparents like kaolinite will be sprayed on the leaves. It will form a white, light white color patch on your leaf, on the leaf. So when this occurs, this what happens is leaf when solar radiation it hits the soil leaf surface, it will reflect it back. So for example, kaolinite at 3 to 6% will reduce the leaf temperature by 3 to 4 degrees centigrade. Just by reducing 3 to 4 degrees centigrade of leaf temperature, transpiration will be reduced to 22 to 28% decrease can be observed. So some of the example for reflectant type is selite and hydrated light. And finally, the last one is growth retardant type of anti-transparent. Some chemicals like psychosil, when we spray on the plant leaf foliage, what happens is it reduces the leaf surface. So if the leaf surface reduces, the transpiring area will get reduced, and since transpiring area gets reduced, the amount of transpiration occurring in the plants will also get reduced. So in this lecture, we discuss the importance of mulching and anti-transparency in crop production, moisture management, and mulching, which helps in conserving soil moisture, controlling weeds, and all other benefits we saw in this lecture, and different types of mulches available we saw. We also learned about different anti-transparents and what are the different types of anti-transparent. So proper use of this practices, both mulching, anti-transparent, will definitely help in improving water use efficiency. It will increase crop yield, it will maintain soil health. So therefore, mulching, anti-transparents are very important agronomic practices for sustainable agriculture, especially under if we have water limitations in water supply. Thank you all.